Here's my attempt at being a lawyer. Gasp, gasp. Oh god, this is like one of those really bad CDI games. I can't get caught. Not like this. I need to be wearing less clothes. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. That guy I know. I'll make it look like. Right, now you see, you've given it away. We already now know that he's the villain. Now I've just got to fucking prove it. Right. Ooh. Oh, hey, Chief. You know, this looks jarring on a PS4. I know this was a DS game, but I don't remember it looking this bad. Vibration on, text box. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed this thing even made it onto a console that wasn't a handheld. This just looks jarring still. I'm still going to go with the outline. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. You mean I have to work up to it? There's like a hierarchy of, yeah, who does what trial. It says a lot about you and your client as well. So you stick the newbie with someone who's, you know, probably a murderer. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favour. Okay, I'm starting to already have issues with this court system. Favour? Sorry, that was my hot pockets. You mean you know the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out in any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything is all over! Is that your client screaming? Yeah, that's him. Death! Despair! Ooh! It's okay, he's making a new rap album. I'ma do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Congratulations, lawyer. Lawyer with the psychic power of 2 human ears. Yes. Nick! Look at my sparkly eyes and phantom and flowing waterfalls. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Oh, I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die, even though I'm terrified and shitting myself. What's wrong, Larry? What's wrong with him? He looks like he was cut out of paper and drew crudely into a game. Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for his death. The newspapers say it was you. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when someone smells, it's usually the butts. I don't have anything for that. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. Oh, hey Ian, I've invited you if you want to join me. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him, which is why I took the case to clear his name. Good, you can be my junior attorney. I'm going to. I've sent an invite to you and Ollie. That's what I'm going to do. Oh god, this is so crudely drawn. Court is now in session. The trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honour. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honour. I'm so screwed. Hands shaking, I say pleading. The test will consist of simple questions. Answer them clearly and confidently. Wrong, Wright. Look, I have to leave. I'm going to expect him delivery. Oh, listen, Mr. Wright. The defendant in the trial is your client. I mean, that's as basic as you can get. Oh, I got a trophy for that one. Larry Butts. The defendant? Yes, Larry Butts, Your Honour. Correct. Just keep your wits about you. You'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. What's the victim's name?
Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, I thought I'd give this a go.
Yeah, come on, let's make this interesting.
Well, look at how badly it's drawn. It's like a CDI game. The victim's name is listed in the court records. Just press the R1 button to check at any time. Please do it for me, I beg you. Judge Santa Claus presiding. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what is the cause of death? She died because she was hit. I think it was hit with a blunt object.
She died because she was.
You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honour. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Yes, Your Honour. Oh god, look at this guy.
Mr. Payne.
Oh god! As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court what the object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker, the most notorious villain in all of schools. It was found laying on the floor next to the victim. I see the court accepts it into evidence. Right, be sure to pay attention to any evidence given during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R1 to check it. Mr. Payne, the prosecution will call its first witness. Larry will call...
You don't want to miss any information that might help your case, your client's case.
Pay attention, you don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. If you saw earlier, she's a terrible lawyer.
I've actually played all the games.
Well, they did the bit where the guy's going, I'm gonna die, I wanna die, I wanna die. I think he wants to die, and I literally did a slow clap and went, congratulations, Mia. The psychic ability of 2 human ears. Oh no. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited, this could be bad. Oh dear. Just look at how does this compare to the DS versions?
Well, the DS is more pixely.
What do you think of the artwork for this one?
I actually like it. It's an improvement over the other one.
Okay, well there's 3 of them on here. There's the Trials and Tribulations, there's this one, and then there's the sequel, I think.
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo, Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony!
I wasn't dumped. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever! What does it take you anyway?
Oh, yes, let's just make him Archie.
We can't do it. We can't do it. Mr. Butts, what do you describe as genuinely what we mean by dumped? In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day she died. Indeed. It appears she has returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way! The victim was a model but didn't have a large income. It means that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who give her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Scone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think he wanted to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in the wrong directions. Should I? It does. I don't think it matters. Stop it. My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Oh, my axles. Dude, Nick. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, I want to meet her in the afterlife. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Oh. I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do?
Oh, he wins.
Order!
Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, I didn't see her. Objection. Your Honor, he is definitely lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Oh, it's this guy.
Where's this? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, the witness was selling newspapers to the victim's building. Schwit? Schwat? Oh, God! Look at him mincing his... What?
Is a Japanese guy.
Yeah. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may... What voice should we give him?
Give him the Japanese guy.
Okay. You may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day of the murder. Witness account. I I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found the public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran away was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Okay. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your electricity to Mrs. Building was out from noon to 6 p.m. of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor, you may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Alright, right, this is it, the real deal. What am I supposed to do exactly? Why you exposed the lies in the testimony? Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, correct? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony, or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Notice how it's in red. Compare the witness's testimony with the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you find the evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay, open the court record of the R1. Let's see. I think I already know what it is. I was going... So I saw a man fleeing. Then I saw her lying there and dead. I thought... It wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and put the phone... 1 p.m? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seemed really confident. 1 p.m? Right, doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence. Okay. Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m? Are you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, shit! Objection. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. My beard knows all. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m? Gee, that's a good question. Great job, Wright. You put him on the spot. That's all you need to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Time of discovery. When I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It's probably coming from the television. Oh, but that was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a TV video or a taped program. That's why I thought it's 1. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. But the blackout report. A tape program, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. put it right there. The prosecution said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sowit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. How is this court being allowed to go on?
I don't know.
Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sowit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the beginning. These constant contradictions are harming your credibility. That did you seem very distraught. My apologies, Your Honour. It must have been a shock from finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sowit. Oh, come on!
This would have ended by now.
Yeah. Oh, let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess I would explain it. The defence may cross-examine, gladly. There wasn't a clock. Objection! Wait a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? Wow! You with your objections and your evidence! Just who do you think? What the fuck? Why do I get the feeling a certain other trial is going to go this way?
Oh, they always go this way.
You with your objections and your evidence! Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sowit. What?
He's a lawyer, of course.
I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honour, if I may? Yes, Mr. Payne. If the witness stated this statue was indeed a clock, the neck is a switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue, my apologies.
Oh, I just shit myself.
I see, so the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears the witness's testimony is correct. This is a clock, do you have any problems? Yes. Your Honour, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon is a clock to hold it in his hand, yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment the day of the murder. Gah! My hairpiece! Prove it! Prove I was there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and then the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Ooh! Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. My beard is perplexed. Yes, Your Honour. Mr. Sowit, the sound must have left quite the impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Yeah.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never... Look, the clock I heard... No, I mean, I saw...
Holy sh... What the fuck? Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death! Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defendant's claims.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness came from what? Do you have any evidence? The whole case is running on this. I better think carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Said heard was definitely this clock. In fact, what is clear, you simply try sounding the clock. Try sounding the clock. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what the time is now?
It's 8:25.
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Saeed heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Saeed, try talking your way out of this one.
Ha, 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 you forgot one thing.
Uh-oh, what's he talking about now?
While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing.
How do you know it was running 3 days slow the day of the murder? You cannot prove it, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I supposed to prove that? Mr. Wright, it seems you lack... Yes, Your Honour. This means I cannot inlet you, unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination. I come all the way down here to testify. You treat me like a criminal. You liars are all slime. Grr, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry, I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sahibbit. Mia? I mean, Chief?
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like that. Think.
But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. No one can prove that.
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think of it through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason. You have your proof, right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Yes. Wait, maybe I can prove it.
You must have the evidence somewhere that can prove it. Find it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was running slow the murder. Have you found the evidence? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim.
Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. The autopsy report.
Take that!
Excuse me? This proves your claim how? I'm pretty sure, let's see, the autopsy report, blackout records.
Take that!
Could be the clock itself.
Let's see why the clock is running slow.
Take that!
The blackout thing.
I've tried the blackout thing, passport. The passports? The victim had just returned from home abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM there, here, it's 1 AM the next day there, the clock wasn't 3 hours fast. It was 9 slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough, Mr. Sawit, or should I say, Mr. Who Did It? Nya! Nya! Dude, what the fuck? Order, order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone defense case so quickly and find the true culprits at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Who's throwing confetti?
Probably the everyone in the court, like the people watching.
So they just bring confetti to just throw over. And with that,
Yeah.
court is adjourned. Bring out the dancing lobsters.
Dum, 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 dum.
It turns out that Frank Sawit was the common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day...
Thing is, he doesn't look like a newspaper man.
I have yet to meet a newspaper man who wears a suit.
Yeah. And a fancy one at that.
He was
Oh,
searching
hello.
for a
I've come
place.
to deliver your paper.
Hello, mate. Come here to deliver your papers. So what do you think so far?
Yeah, the graphics have improved. Other than that, it's still the same.
Well, that's good. I did get a trophy for when they asked me who my defendant was. I put Mia, and I got a thing called "Turn in your badge." Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right? Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. Not at all. You fought for your own battle in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. Or her boobs that big. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! I'll let you catch up. Larry? You're supposed to be happy, what's wrong?
Oh, Nick, don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent, the case is closed.
But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Never mind. Congratulations, Harry.
Harry!
Yes. I can practice either lines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
A present? For me? Wait, isn't that the evidence?
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she's just playing like a fool. Don't let me make you just wanna cry. It's like Veronica and Betty all over again. And they were all fucking Jughead.
Well, of course they were.
Squeeze me? I think she thought of one of you in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
I'm not just sympathising, really. Isn't that right? Don't you think you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What is she talking about? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive. You weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about the clock?
Is this the clock you made for her, Larry? And she took it with her when she travelled?
Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so?
You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock just for travelling.
Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks!
Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence. Also, I hope you realise things change depending on how you look at them. so glad I don't have the camera on right now.
Look at the screen before I came in.
Smart. So, I'll take your word for it that the graphics are better than the DS version, but it still looks like a Philips CDI game to me, but it's not bad. Harry, you were saying about why you became unloyal was because of him. Part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was going to be at the centre of another instance, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Ooh! Turnabout Sisters.
Oh, this is the one with Maya.
Jesus Christ, look at the size of that woman's boobs. I mean, Jesus, you could bounce a penis off those. And what's with the Liberace-looking motherfucker right behind her?
Oh, he's like a CEO of a company.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
You know what? When we get to that character, you should make him Donald Trump.
Okay, well, we'll do this trial as well, because that one took us half an hour.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Maya. Hey, Maya, it's me. Mia? What's up? You haven't called in a while. So do we give these people voices?
Can't remember who's talking.
Well, it's Mia and Maya.
Maya, I'll be Maya.
Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling with a favour to ask. I know, you want me to hold evidence for you. Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like that statue, the thing when it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always liked toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now, you know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working. That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner. Something good, like burgers. I could really go for a good burger, even though we're Japanese, apparently. See you soon. Yep, I'll be waiting, Maya. Beep. Conversation recorded. September 5th, 8:57. Fay & Co. law offices. Now, Miss Fay, I'll take what's mine, the papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Fay, you're a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Oh, you're not in the contrarious of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. My dear Miss Fay, I am so sorry, but I'm afraid I have to ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell. Farewell, Miss Fay. I didn't kill her. It's fake news.
Yeah.
She had it coming. Red, white, and blue. Let me tell you right now. September 5th, 9:08 p.m. Fay & Co. law offices. Uh-oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief has left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? What? Mia? Maybe she's in her office. Smell blood, and that can't be good. That smelled blood. Yes. Someone's here. Huh. To each their own. Chief? She died as she lived. Alone. I remember it's a game where you actually play as her, or at least in the first case.
What? Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah, you play as her in the beginning of the third game.
Ah, I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade until I found she was cold. Chief? The thinker. Oh. Maya. Oh dear.
Maya.
Maya. Oh no. But I get the feeling that she's going to be, blamed for a lot of things.
Oh, these things happen to her.
I've seen a joke thing where Phoenix is constantly having to go to court. Like to defend her. Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya.
Maya Fey.
The expressions in this game are something I've always loved. Have you ever seen Phoenix Wrong?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah. Me and Ollie used to watch loads of those.
Oh, yeah.
That's my name. Why? Why would you write my name? Why would Sis write my name?
Wow, big boobed woman. Oh. Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe. Well, not a name. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person say they saw a murder. Must have been that woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want to hear you moving 1 inch, okay? Great, just great. Mayor? Wait, chief... Nah. Whoa! Excuse me. Eek! This one says Mayor. Do you mean anything to you? That's my name. What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote the killer's name. Killer? I'm not. Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. Mayor's younger sister. Mayor's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning, but didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes are so heavy that I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention centre. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. Let's talk. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looks tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Of course I will. Whoa, did I say the wrong thing? She looks sadder. Well, what's wrong? Do you think I can't do it? No, no one could. Who would believe me? Even you, when you found me at the office, you looked at me like I'd done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never even thought. It's okay, I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard? What have you heard? Today was my junior partner's first day in court. Really? How'd that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. Heh, so he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Huh, sounds like that was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get in trouble now. I don't know, Mayor. I think you might want to wait and give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay, it's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person it is to Maya, I know. Let's talk. Maya. What's the outfit? Oh, this? This one I'm right. It's my uniform, you say. Acolytes, like people in religious training. What is it you do? Oh, that's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium in training. Spirit medium, I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. The day of the crime. I got from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for a trial. Yes, this clock shaped like the Thinker, the one Larry made. How could that have been evidence? Right, she said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yeah, I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it? Yeah. I forgot how to delete those things. Oh, I just remembered the detective took it. Sorry, of course. Next is the detective. I'm sure I'll ask him for it. So I didn't know. Wait, you're the Bucks guy. No, I've got. Right, sorry about that. That Bucks guy, he was a killer, and you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent, right? And you are Detective Gumshoe. Right, at the service. Hang on, a Detective Gumshoe. Anyway, get the name right. And don't call me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you get business here, you better do it quick. Oh, Edgeworth, I know who that is, at least.
Yeah.
Wait, you know him, don't you? Of course I do. Doesn't know there's a recording control. Oh God, April. Hi. You're a lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say anything to that lawyer, pal. Knows out. Thank God. Don't make my job harder. Gee, this is all like something else movie. It's all so exciting and I can hardly contain myself. Ooh, let me freshen up so I can look the part. Beautiful eyewitness. What are you doing? You're touching. Ooh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry in other people's rooms. You wouldn't want to make me upset. Upset? I thought she was going to explode. Look in the drawer. Get her lawyer. Ah. So you're the one they've said's been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. That badge on your collar. Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy, then how come no one can get in touch with you? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, it's actually about Maya Fey. Ah, yes, Maya Fey. Go on. What was I saying? I'm quite busy here, son. Can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, that's quite impossible. Wait a second. How do you know the trial's tomorrow? Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion. What's going on? He refused before I even had the chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? How can you just refuse like that? Please tell me, why don't you take it? Well, see, I'm busy, you see. The client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course, I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Fine, I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll look elsewhere. Think not. Did you say something? I said, not. What do you mean? I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. I'm terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? How do you know Mia? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission. You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. Ah, you notice, it's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The colour of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, won't sell it, not even to you. I'm interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. Damn. Okay, better go tell her that she's not getting her lawyer. Hiya. Ooh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, you see, I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He's all skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? Oh, I see. I've been abandoned. I take it you've done this trial before.
I have, yeah.
I appreciate that you haven't spoiled anything for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So how does it feel reliving this on a full-fledged console?
Well, I played it before on the Wii.
Ah, didn't know there was a Wii version.
Oh yeah, on the original Wii.
Ah, nice. I just thought it was a purely DS thing.
Yeah, I played like the first 2 games on the Wii, and then I also played like 2 of them on the DS. I also played like the downloadable one of the downloadable ones on the 3DS.
Ah.
I haven't played the latest one though.
Yeah, I've heard the newer ones move a bit. There's one where you play as Edgeworth, and there's one where you play as some other guy.
Well, I mean the latest one is where you're playing as it's basically you go to the where you reunite with Maya, basically.
Ah.
Because in the previous game you play like 3 lawyers.
Ah.
The Edgeworth spin-off's more like
I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend
click.
you. Why? Why? Well, I can't abandon you. If there's someone has to look out for people like no one on their side. I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. I should admit I have a bit of a guide just in case. Well, I've got a Google page opens just in case I get lost.
Good afternoon, sir.
Excuse me, you are?
Ah, I beg your pardon, sir. I am the bellboy of this establishment at your service, sir.
Oh, right.
I've just come up to deliver room service, sir.
Do you know where Miss May might be?
Ah, I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please stay as long as you like.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, hey. I seem like every time I come here, I embarrass myself. Oh, wait. Now's my chance.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Gah.
Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there's a message for her. Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned.
Oh, right. Sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp. Ah, now to examine that screwdriver. We have here a wiretap. Why would a woman like this have a thing like this? There's definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? Alright, now we go to the trial, I think.
Day 2.
Save my progress. Alright. What voice should we give Edgewood?
Well, Edgeworth is a very, serious guy. So he's more like, make him posh.
Yes.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll sit me on an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin.
If I may we may call the first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer of the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Quite. Witness, state your name and profession to this court.
Sorry, I've almost made him into Tim Curry. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder.
Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statuette to think of found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir.
Sexism aside.
The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue? Floor.
Now, Detective.
Yes, sir.
You immediately arrested Mia Fay, who was found at the scene. Correct. Can you tell me why?
Yes, sir. I had hard evidence. She did it, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please testify in court about this hard evidence.
Okay. As the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There was only 2 people. the defendant, Miss Fair, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Mia Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness on Mrs. Fay at the moment of the murder. I've made him a Brooklyn. From the very moment, you say. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin. Yes, Your Honour. Cross-examination. I couldn't see a single contradiction. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Mayor just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it, and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked a lots of times. I don't expect May would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honour. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. I think it's something to do with the witness. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed it to the scene. There were two people, the defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and Mr. Pink. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. We had a witness describing her. Well, just hold on just a second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you would arrest her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? I did say that. Me? I heard you say it. You did say it.
You did say it.
Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink claim as hard evidence? What? Miss Fay isn't suspicious and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. I am slightly worried about this witness and his eyebrows. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims? I guess pressing has an advantage. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I had this order mixed up thing in my testimony, Your Honour. There was something you should have told you about first.
Very well, Detective.
After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written in the piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it said the word Mayor was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Why didn't you testify to this vital evidence at the first time? I know I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honour. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defence may continue its cross-examination. Okay, hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written. On it, the word Mayor was written in blood. There was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim...
Objection!
Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify here. You say the victim, Mia Fay, wrote this note. You say she was accusing the defendant, Mia Fay. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks, is it? Of course you wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim was the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to blow from gun trauma. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order. The defence has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had time to write anything down. Objection.
Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain the autopsy report?
When? The day after the murder. The prosecution's point being? Finger wag.
The autopsy report is outdated, Your Honour.
What?
The second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. The death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there was a possibility the victim lived for several minutes. I received those results this morning.
No way.
Your Honour, it's quite easy to imagine the victim could have had time to write Mayor. That is all.
I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve.
Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say?
detective's a sham. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you have given me a faulty report? Oh, I thought... Detective Gumshoe, I'm disappointed in you handling the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are an at-fault detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What? Your Honour, I submit this report to the court. Understood, the court accepts this evidence. Miss April? Oh, God. Pink. I suppose that's an obvious conclusion. This isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes and boobs. Let the witness, Miss April, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Here's just your name, please.
April May, at your service.
Oh, God. Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th? When the murder occurred?
Oh, gee, I was like at my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Pay and Co. law offices.
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court what you saw.
Oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. This one girl attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged one way and ran away. But that girl, she caught up with her and she hit her. Then that woman with long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little itsy bitsy wait.
Well, Your Honour, I see. It's remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honour. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony was quite firm. Don't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you are mere phase understudy where you're not. You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine? Yes, I'm doing it. Gladly proceed with cross-examination. Only because I don't feel like she has to have some weakness. Very well. That was like 9 o'clock. It's out the window, you know. Mousy girls. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know, she was girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honour. Is right. Question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Did you tell the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Yeah. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what's the meaning? Someone tell me because I'm clueless. About this, I mean.
Okay, if you had really witnessed my choreography, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her, and I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But, still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honour. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Rawr! What are you trying to say? You mean lawyer. I saw what I saw. I just don't think all the trifling details are necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please not to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your...
How is she making her boobs move like that? Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything. I did! The woman dodged her first attack and ran to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran at her. Then she hit her with a weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock. It's kind of statuey clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does he actually have the report? Okay, I think I see a problem here. I see. Only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin your cross-examination. How does she know it's a clock?
Objection!
Miss May, what you said now is quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, Mr. Naughty Lawyer? You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it.
Good.
Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order, order. Miss May, could you explain how do you know this is a clock? Oh, the witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defence is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course you were drawing. Objection. But questions are all I have, Your Honour. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question. Phew, that was close. If we'd stopped it there, the trial would be over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it. Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the offices of Paying Code? No, I didn't say that. I wouldn't. Why would I? It is inconceivable the clock is. Right. That clock was missing its clockwork. How could you possibly just take a look right now? Ooh, see anything interesting, Your Honour? It is as the defence says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain the meaning of this? This, as you can see, the clock was empty and could not have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat! Well, Miss May. Tisk tisk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing. Indeed, the clock was empty, as you say. It cannot ring. However, we must ask, when was the clock removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there'd be no contradiction. There's a possibility the clock might have been emptied. And that is exactly what happened. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the clock was removed? Oh, impossible. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening, and I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves the clock was Maya's phone. Well, they mentioned it in the phone conversation, didn't they?
Take that!
Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. I don't want to say what that says about you, Your Honour. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim the day of the murder. The defendant's cell phone? This was a... God! Okay, you're right, this animation is actually pretty good. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Okay, let's hear the conversation. So, you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you? If you could. I could probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take out the clockwork, sorry. September 5th. 9:25 AM. Beep. Your Honour, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time it was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived. Where? Well, Miss May, can you explain this to the court? Just how did you know the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What was that store again? I go to so many. Whoops, I forgot. The witness has seen, that would make sense. Does the defendant have any objections? Yes! Well, because it was made by Larry. It's simple, this clock was never in any store ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuses are not on sale today. Ooh. Ah! What the? What? Oh my God! What's it to you, porcupine head? I'm starting to notice a theme here. That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Down! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get the court of law and the witness will stay calm. Silly me, grunt. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Tee-hee, wink. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defence have an opinion? Yes, Your Honour. Allow me to explain how the truth... Miss May, you know the weapon was a clock because... You heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand, however she had heard it was a clock. She heard, that is correct, Your Honour. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. The wiretap. It's the only way I can think of she could know about it. I found this in Miss May's hotel room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss May of Hayes' phone, weren't you? Were you not? Irrelevant. I'm sure that is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that your witness has in prosecution was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the truth really claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was locked in the phone? Can you prove that? Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Okay, this is getting dramatic as fuck. May's cell phone was mentioned.
Take that!
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the wiretap. This conversation, that's how you knew the thing was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honour, this is ridiculous. Your Honour, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defence demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May, shut up, all of you. You lawyer! That's worse than being called a bastard. Oh, it's not fair of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, I'm the bad girl, is that it? Where? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May. Now seal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap the phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippy tapping irrelevant? Yeah, she's exactly what Edward wants to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While the court does not condone the defence's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation to the court? Can you prove that you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha! I'd like to see you pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see you pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that in, of course. I can and will. You can't be serious. Way, I say, way, and I assure you I'm serious. Okay. I think the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service. Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't quickly, the makes out and give you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee. I think I'm melting this one up. Making this one up. Ask the bellboy.
Ergo, the witness was not at the scene at the time of the murder.
So where does that leave us?
It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's cell phone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Mia Fey, commit murder.
No. They're just going to let her walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder. Well, does the defence have anything to say? Call the bellboy as a witness. Therefore, there's something suspicious here. I'm not good. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've said me quite well already.
I object to calling the bellboy.
Why? What's your reason?
Because I held that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness.
Condition?
If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you would recognise that Miss April May is not the killer and that she's innocent. Thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty. That is my condition.
I'm going to save, just in case. Accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose except, well, everything. Understood, I accept your condition.
Fool! You fell right into my trap!
Wait.
He certainly does look like a bellboy.
He's even bought the tea. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, well, sir. I am the head bellboy of the Fine Gate Hotel in the business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss Fay. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought up to 9 p.m. 9 on the dot, sir. I brought her precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. Right, I'm ready. I hope this is it. If I can't prove, may all be finished. Garrus. Precisely 9 then. Precisely and most definitely 9. How can you be so sure? Miss May is quite insistent that we brought then. Oh. Bellboy, tiki. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore I knocked on the door. You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. In so very absolutely is an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so certain? Well, when I bought the room service, the guest, sir, favoured me with an embarrasser, sir. Embarrasser, is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not as in French kiss, sir, more a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was very swayed by my prim demeanour, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think Mr. Nicholas wanted Belmore to remember her. Titus, finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason. Therefore, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this protest. No way! Wait. Please wait. Yes? Does this defence have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one question. Your Honour, I must object. The charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question. Okay, this is really it. What should I ask him about? Room service. Now, tell me again about a room service. Again, sir, exactly right. $18 charge, I see. Huh? $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know, and we don't skimp on the ice. Wait, did you say? 2? What did you say? Rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Thank you, Santa. I really wish court would go like this. It'd be so easy to, you know... Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Miss Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention if I wasn't specifically asked. Edgeworth, you dick! You fool! I've done it. I've won. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought room service, you didn't see that man in the room. That's right, sir. Your Honour, I have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold it that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... the man with Mrs. May. Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. How would he not think that? Edgeworth's angry face is just brilliant. Your Honour, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi for the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man who was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the premise of the other man from this court. Ooh! Oh! Upstart amateur! Those accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defence's arguments. I expect the prosecution and defence to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honour. Is that all? That all? Court is adjourned. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, this is a mess. Amazing in
It's
there.
all because they got rid of the jury system.
The jury system's ridiculous. Yeah, but you'd think that even the whole, you know, knowing the fact that he knew that there was someone else in the hotel room and didn't bother to tell anyone and intentionally hid it would get him kicked off the case in general. You say shivers. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Oh, well, no, I don't think so, not yet. Let's see, could I get a great lead? Got a great lead in today's trial, a lead. The man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happens to Miss May after that, then? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms don't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention centre. I may have to go down there later. This case is far from closed. I'm going to find out more about this man. I think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis, don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow. I'm counting on you. May's testimony.
hello, I didn't expect anything in such a dank place like this. It's really quite moving.
Not, you stinking lawyer, I hope you die. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen Miss May.
No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask.
Unfortunately, there is nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head?
Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard. So, what is it you wish to ask me? For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked?
Just mount the bike.
Alright then.
I'm back.
Hey, right, I've just got a photo and taken it to that woman, and got her to talk.
Yeah.
Your name? What's your name? I was just inequitably asking the title that you go by. Wright, Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, is it? Right, I see. Splendiferous. Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. What is this guy's problem? I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Corp, you see, you know. Corporate examination officer. My business dealings bring me in contact with the elite of the elite. I'm afraid I'm not used to conversing with the worldly challenged. What a fruitcake. Let me guess, you're an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you'd come to meet me like this. Seems mean. No matter. So what business does the mighty lawyer have for such a man? Yikes, this guy's arrogant. This is a matter of scale. Employee. Correct. She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear what she's done. What she has done? Wiretap. Indeed, she was paid to answer phones. Tapping them was not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties, but I assume you know we don't condone illegal methods. That is irrefutable that she would do this. Sounds like he's trying to turn this man into a scapegoat. Who can say I seldom pay attention to the mundane details of such as time and place. My motto is don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White, the hotel bellboy has stated for the record he does remember you. No matter, the bellboy can say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to talk to me, put me on a witness stand, although I doubt you'll be capable of doing that. Oh, the police, the courts, to me they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement. That painting. Yes? What might that be? That big painting on the wall. I haven't seen it. No, I've just actually seen that painting before. Oh, just yesterday, actually. Your point being? My point being, simple question. Why is the painting hanging on your wall? Mr. Wrong, was it? Right, it appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? Huh? A lawyer. No, my feeble friend. A mere lawyer. Worthless nothing. Zilch zippo nada. Just like that excuse of an attorney. Grody burger. What? Ow. He punched me. Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do? Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it. It is you who will be found guilty. Fake news! The police, the courts, they all do my bidding, so you say. But I wonder, is it kind of possible? I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your comprehension. You came here from Goodymongers, I presume. Mr. Crossforders, yes. Then you must ask him why it is that this painting hangs of his hands here. Perhaps it is then he who will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle here. No, nothing more to discuss. Huh? Jumping Jehoshaphat! Oh, you. What's wrong? You seem pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something is bothering me last night, you see. I couldn't get to sleep. Really? What was that? Well, you see, it's just me assisted the poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. I think I have the right to know. Right, Mr. Wright? No, I'm sorry. It's just I need more time to think about that, my boy. He's in trouble. I see, Miss Grossberg. I have to admit something has been bothering me. Oh, what is that? Well, out with it, my boy.
You see, it's just... Mr. Goldberg is a good painting idea, was it not here? The one you said you had no intention. Well, I saw it today. So, you noticed. I suppose you've guessed who wanted this large painting. Mr. Grossberg, I know you. And Mr. Wright are connected somehow. Connected? Yes, and I know what it is. He's blackmailing me. I think that painting is then waterproof. Very well, this may be the chance I've been waiting for. Maybe it's time to get this off my chest. After all, you were Mayor's understudy. Perhaps it was fate. What's he talking about? Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company who excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years. All because of the DL9-6 incident, you may have guessed. The name on the back of those burgers. As you suspected, I could not stand in defense of Mayor because of this. White would have destroyed me if I did. So that's the connection. It's hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White would be impossible. He has information on everyone and gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. They are bound, unable to do harm to themselves and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than weight of many years. DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code that police gave the case. It was 15 years ago. I received a request for a medium. Her name was Misty Fay. Fay? Indeed, she was Mayor's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the behest of the police, and she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. That's what Mayor was talking about. They did all they could for her, and in the end cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved. That case is the DL6 incident. Top secret. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. One such person found out. I told him. White. He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it and came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. I see. White controls the law of this country. Yet, if he would still challenge him, have a close look at me in his office. She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something on what he found. Mr. Lawyer, I really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. If you try my patience, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear? Transparent. And this connect concerns me how I found his article in his office. Miss Mayor? She had a file with the articles of this. Every one of them was labelled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to the politicians. Blackmail. Blackmail? Not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all the suicide cases. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong. That is it. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, 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 I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Mr. Wrong, will you be leaving now? Yes, sir. I'll send someone right now. Wait a second, Mr. Wright. Mr. White? You are wrong, Mr. White. Excuse me? What I should be doing now is going after you. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you and she was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then Mia was murdered and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White. You did it. We won't be needing an escort from Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutors. Of course. White? Is that you? What are you doing calling me at the time of this? Hello, I'm the chief prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, see? And thus, a very important witness I'd like to testify. What? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quiet, too. Rude. I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? And one more thing. Send the police over here. The man in front of me, he looks dazed and could be violent. What? What man? Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the killer man. What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief prosecutor, I don't believe you're in a position to freely offer your opinions.
Okay. Cool.
You are a mere lawyer. As Mia. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you and you will be tried as Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, see? You'll be given a lawyer so stupid to see into it, they'll make you look even you look confident. I feel faint. Detective Gumshoe. Ah, Herr Butts. Wright, actually, Phoenix Wright, and my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right, sorry, pal. Butts was the murderer, right? I present you with the man who killed Faye. What? Take this despicable human being to custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. Oh, great. Now I'm in prison. Attention. Just now, yes. Now I'm afraid we switch places. You mean... Believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Great, now who's going to defend me in court? Too bad we can't dig up Johnny Cochran.
The Chewbacca defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This case gets decided. Phoenix, look. Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's Office. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today will be the absolute truth, no matter how you try to attack his testimony. If I raise an objection, I have it on the faith the judge will listen to me. Mr. White has the judge in his pocket too. So you're saying I'm going to be found guilty? I didn't get my verdicts, Mr. White, everything. Why be you torment an innocent person? Innocent?
How can we know that? The guilty always lie before being found out.
There's no way to tell who's innocent and who's guilty. All I can hope is to get the very defendant declared guilty, so I'm making that my policy.
You changed. Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright. Phoenix? Well, court will be starting soon. What? Wait, the defense attorney isn't even here yet. I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Defense is ready. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor, I'll be defending myself. Understood. Very well. Continue with your opening statement. To be already quite clear, today we'll hear the testimony of the crime. I see. Why did the judge ask everyone to testify? It's kind of like he already knows why. Let it go. I get it, I smell a trap. But dear delight. Name. We're so great together. My name is Red White, but your friend is call me Blanco Nico. I am the CEO to his comrades, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim spilled my egg? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. It's fake news. You're at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there? Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your testimony. I can't rip this testimony. Oh. Jesus Christ, the bling. I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. I was 9. I was quietly pursuing, that's reading to you papers by the window. Then I heard a bellman come to the office. Surprised, I turned to the building across the way. When I saw him, a spike-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, the man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. 2. She was flabbergasted. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible lactation, and then it was all over. Things occurred to testify. I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Yes. Can you be a little more detailed? I think it's worth knowing exactly. Of course, comprende, I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always positively perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this in detail. Oh, gotta give the main testimony.
Objection!
You dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but they directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran to the right. Oh, simple. It's simple, you misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plan. The killer was here, and the victim was here. If If the victim ran to the left as you claimed she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running to a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see it run to the left. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this. True, maybe he did see the victim on the left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Miss May says the left and right. Can you explain the contradiction? Both are right. For once. I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain the conflicting. Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime in the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he wasn't viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Faith. More specifically, he was standing here. Time to show the call where Mr. When the victim ran for the door, he was watching from this point and it appears she was on the left. Please, this is no time for jokes. That is not where the field is standing. Order. I will have order. Anyone I'm suggesting. Rapscallion! Okay, that's hilarious. I haven't heard Rapscallion in a while.
Objection!
Rapscallion! The prosecution to the defense of distortion of the truth. Indeed, they do far-fetched. You'll provide me with so much entertainment. What now? Laughing. Hilarity of the moment you made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear. For this I apologize, Your Honor. May I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. Miss May's testimony is correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she fell to her left. Then you hit her savagely. That's what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining? You bet I will.
Objection!
Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say about that? That's my chance to get in my account. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told the court you were absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask your witness to review your testimony. The witness is obviously confused. I'd request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. Objection. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Very well, if the witness would care to revise his testimony. Oh, okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window and I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged, and then she turned and ran to the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. What? What that thing was. That thwap, very well. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. thing, the glass light stand. Right. Phoenix. Yes, very odd. Mr. White? Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes, yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Yeah, okay, of course. Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the light stand. What? The stand broke onto pieces and it fell. Oof! Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea it was a light stand, so tell me, exactly what was it you saw? Answer the question. It isn't obvious. I saw the stand before it fell over. So, you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then? Correct, that was no problemo. Big problemo. There's a big problemo. What problem is that? Mr. White, let me make sure I have it straight. You saw a glass light stand through a window from the hotel before the incident occurred. Correct, that is conclusive, definitive, undeniable, impeachable. No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen the stand. Why wouldn't he? I sure do, Your Honour. Person out.
Take that!
Look at this. These are the floor plans. Correct, Your Honour. Now look. If you were to look through the window of the office, this would be the area you'd be able to see. Here, well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White? What do you have to say about that? Right. Ridiculously. If you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. You could have seen it is inside the Bay Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Gah! Fake news! Mr. White? Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honour? Miss Mayor? Here, looks like...
Objection!
That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime? What? I said you should confess your crime. There you go. Confess that you placed the wiretap. Wiretap. When was the wiretap placed into the office and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to get the wiretap, you entered Miss Faye's office, am I correct? Correct, you are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Faye in their offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now this is just ridiculous. Please explain to the court what all this means. Gladly, Your Honour.
Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. Wright knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. Wright could have seen the stand by the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe Mr. White was the murderer. See? However, in fact, if Mr. White had been in the office well before the murder took place, when he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture that it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. Ahem, leave it to me. I feel faint. Good lord, this guy sparkles.
Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Objection!
Voice? Mia? Don't give up, Phoenix. Ghost! What happened? Oh, right, I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Finally awake. Gawk! Hey, Phoenix. Gawk. That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. Ghost! Yeah? Did you know that Fae women have strong psychic powers? When you accept your defeat in court, it appears there's enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right, I'm also Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's why I came to tell you. You don't have much time, Phoenix. Listen. Number one, you have the receipts of the court record, right? Oh yeah, the one, Phoenix. Wright wrote that, not me. So, what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. It's a regular receipt. It looks like a famous department store. Whoa, big spender. Item, glass light stand, dated September 4th. I bought it. Saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Do it, Phoenix. Okay. Yes, sorry, Your Honour. I'm fine now. Then let's start where we left off. Your Honour, there is nothing to go back on. The cross-examination is finished, or is required for you now to pass judgment. Your Honour, please, give me one more chance. I promise this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Edgeworth noted, the trial's no more. Objection to this matter? I say, let's give Mr. Phoenix his last chance. Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Objection!
Objection. Look closely at this. See the word mayor written in blood? Whoa, you're grasping.
I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. The other side, Your Honour. Could you tell the court what's written on the other side of the receipt? Well, a glass light stand. Date purchase. Why, that's the day before the murder. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Bay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Fake news! Fake news! Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one? No, it's impossible achievable. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honour, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you.
The beefy.
But I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well.
Hamburgers.
This isn't fair. I'm the fucking president.
Objection!
Melania, help me.
Not so fast, Phoenix, Wright? Huh? What? No way. Wait, no, but it's Edgewood. There is a certain thread of logic. However, there is no concrete proof of Phoenix Wright's innocence. Ergo, I would like you to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I'd like to make one more inquiry. Another inquiry? This isn't doing another one. Take an autopsy. This is bad. Object. Mr. Wright's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if anyone's going to call Mr. Wright's trial, it should be me in the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether these new claims have any basis. The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix? Read this note aloud. Mia, what's this? Memo. Mia's mail. If I may, you're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. You bet I am. I have some...
Take that!
Ah, yes. This memo Mia had is a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finances, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop it! Cease! Desist! Halt! Please stop! Make him stop! How? How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now, or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I did it to her. I hit Miss Mayer with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honour. Well, see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour? You've done it again. That was quite spirited defence. Yes, Your Honour. I guess you could say that. If only I knew how spirited it was. Well, this court finds in the defence, rather the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Oh, and Mayor. Confetti time. That is all. This court is adjourned. September 9th, 224, District Courts, Defendant Lobby 1. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, but congratulations. You're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Mayor on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me and Mayor. I won't forget it as long as I live. You're dead! As long as you'll live. My time here is running out. Mayor's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. No, there's still so much to say. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief? I'm not the chief anymore. Phoenix, can you come to the office tonight, say 9 o'clock? The office? I'll see you later. Chief? Here? Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came. I was kind of worried you might not. Huh? Of course I came. Well, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? You should see your face. Mia? What are you talking about? It's me. I am. Maya? What? Did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I really knew that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Maya, why are you here? Because of this. See, Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of. She means the office. This office. Someone has to help with the new Wright and Co. law offices. And who better but me, Mayor Fay? Wait, no, a second. Casual. Yo, Nick! Mayor here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling Nick to you. It's a great name. Mia said it's what your friend Larry calls you, Nick. You know, this means we're partners. You know, when I think about it, this is Maya's fault. It's Maya's fault I'm here now. But it wasn't her. For her, I'll probably be in jail. Wright and Co. law offices. It's a good ring to it. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here watching, judging. Right, Nick, let's do this, huh? Do what? Burgers, dummy! Burgers! There's a great burger joint down the street. Come on, times are wasted. Okay, wait up. Oh, good lord, this next one looks fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, I think we better call it here. It's been 2 hours.
I gotta go anyway.
Alright, well, thank you for whoever came in and joined this and watched me pretend to be a lawyer.
That's probably me.
Yeah, it was you. But even so, if anyone, Ollie or anyone else watches this, thanks for watching it. And I'll see you all soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.